Critics of the EPA say it's become a rogue bureaucracy, bending the law to kill projects it doesn't like. And a new report, a big one, tending to back all this up, saying the agency acted unfairly when it put the brakes on a gold and copper mining project in Alaska. This would have been one of the largest in the world. But, Rich, you say it's even worse than it appears. How so?
Well, it's not only wrong, it's dictatorial, and it's poisonous. In the earlier segment, we were talking about France. One of the problems with France is that entrepreneurs feel like they have to seek permission before they do even step one in a project. Americans do stuff, and then they ask for forgiveness. But this is really changing the game in a bad way.
By the way, Bruce, this report, it was commissioned by the plaintiff, by the copper and gold mining company. But the guy who did it, William Cohen, a former defense secretary, was given complete freedom to say whatever he wanted.
Yeah, and he did. And I think in this instance, I don't think the EPA did a bad thing, because there is a large run of salmon 150 miles upstream in this Bay Area, and it supports hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs. And I think that they've been transparent about it. I mean, you might not like it, but I think they've at least been transparent
but
about
Sabrina,
it.
the fact is there's supposed to be an arbitrator, listen to both sides. They overwhelmingly listen to just one side, the folks who are against this plan.
Right, and they went against normal processes where someone could then present the alternative side, but instead they've used this sort of not used often veto power that they have. I think one of the big problems is that we have these huge bills like the Clean Water Act and the Clean Air Act that give the EPA sort of this endless rule, and they can act sort of as God, choosing who will flourish and who will fail. But this is very bad. I want my kids to have clean water. And
you know, mines are really dirty, polluting things. I'm with Bruce. There is a lot of fishing businesses up there that would be affected by it. But you know what? The EPA is overstepping its regulatory powers, invading the state's regulatory powers, especially with coal.
John, a rogue agency, is that too much to say?
I think we give them way too much credit. These regulators wouldn't know a good project from a bad project. When we're talking about regulation, we're talking about people who could not get jobs in the industries they want to regulate.
Steve, what do you think?
It is a rogue agency, David. They are waging a jihad against mining. They're waging it against coal, natural gas, oil. And they are just making the law up as they go. And that's going to change. But right now, we just got to get through the next year or so.
You think it's going to change?
Yes, it is.
All right. You heard it from Steve Forbes, folks. Coming up, more than 6 in 10 Americans reportedly have less than $1,000 in their savings account right now. But not for long. Our Informer stocks to add a few more zeros to that number. Coming next.